guys, so today I am doing a story time. So it is the October season, and the best way to kick it off, in my opinion, is to do a horror story. Today we are going to be doing a hospital horror story, the exact same one that I mentioned in my chronically ill video, but today we're gonna talk about it. We are going to talk about it. I'm not even quite sure if I've told anybody about this, other than, my family that lives in my house. This is the second time that I've been to the ER, so, wasn't happy to go there. Wasn't happy when I left. I'm gonna leave it at that. I'm just gonna start the story. This happened about 8 months ago. So in February something, this happened. And a lot of things happen to my body that are just like out of nowhere. It just happens and I've gotta be like, because no doctor knows what's going on and they don't know how to help me. Leading up to the point where I had to go to the ER, I swear it was every single week. And it felt like it was every single week on the same day. I was homeschooled at the time, and every very early Monday morning, I would get this extreme searing pain in my stomach, and it would wake me up. I would be asleep, and it would wake me up at about 3 or 4 in the morning. And I couldn't move, but it wasn't like the pain that woke me up on that morning that I went to the ER. But about that pain that I was having the weeks leading up to it, it was like I couldn't move. I could move, and I could speak, and I could hold on to something. It was mostly just a pain in my stomach, and I had to wait for it to pass for me to be able to get up or get some water or take a pill or whatever. But this particular Monday morning, was different. I was sleeping, obviously. I was sleeping. It was about 3 or 4 in the morning, and and then all of a sudden I just wake up with no air in my whole body. It was like I got punched in the gut, and all the air that was in my stomach just went out. It was like the air got knocked out of me. So I woke up, whoa, what is going on? What is going on? When I say that I woke up with the worst pain of my life, I literally mean it. It's not some little ouchie, I stubbed my toe and it hurt real bad. I've been dealing with pain for 3 years in a row. Pain that most people don't deal with on a daily basis. So when I say worst pain of my life, I mean some of the worst pain you could ever experience. It felt like someone was ripping out my entire stomach away from my body. It was probably one of the most scary experiences that I've had to date. But it wasn't just my stomach. It felt like it was moving. It felt like it was traveling through my entire body. It wasn't just my stomach, but that was the hot spot, but it moved to everywhere around my stomach. And it was to the point where when I tell you it was so scary, I couldn't move, and I couldn't speak, and I literally couldn't do anything for myself. I was just sitting there in pain. Moving made it 1,000 times worse. I couldn't even tell you how long this entire process was, because it felt like I was in a warped reality. I don't know how much time passed. All I know is I woke up somewhere around 3, and the whole thing ended somewhere around 6. The entire story ended somewhere around 6. So I have no idea. I don't even know how long I was in the hospital. I have no reference of time whatsoever in this entire experience. It could have been 10 minutes. It could have been 45. I literally have no idea how long that entire episode lasted. But I'm gonna take a shoot in the dark, a guess that it was 5 to 10 minutes that I was laying in my bed, willing myself to move. When I say subsided, I mean by this much, where I could get out of my bed and crawl to the bathroom. So I crawled to the bathroom. I don't even, was my door open? Like, there's so many things that my brain has fuzzed out that I I don't even know what happened, because like my brain was like in tunnel vision. Like I could only focus on what I was feeling at the time. But I guess the door was open, or somehow I opened the door. I don't know. But I made my way out of my room into the bathroom, and it was such a painful experience that I'm scared like that it will happen again. Anytime that I get like a shooting pain in my stomach, I feel like it's gonna happen again, and it scares me, because I never want to be in that situation ever again where I cannot speak, I cannot move. I was scared, like what would happen if like I passed out and I couldn't tell anybody that I was, you know, like in that much pain. What if, there's so many variables that can go into the situation. This is the part where it makes me want to cry, because it was so sad and it was so pathetic, and it like, ooh, it hurts me so bad to even think about it. That's one part of the memory of the experience that I try my best to like not even think about, because I made my way to the bathroom, and I'm like, what is in my body that is making me feel this way? Like, is it endometriosis? Is it something I ate? Is it like, what is it? Do I need to like flush it out? Do I need to drink water? Do I need to throw up? Do I need to use the bathroom? What is causing me to have this pain right now? Is it gastrointestinal? What is it? So I went to the bathroom, TMI, but I was sitting in the bathroom, and I'm still not able to speak. I can barely move. I'm sitting in the bathroom looking to the sky, trying to like, it was like a searing white hot pain, like just like going from side to side hurt, or moving forward or moving my head would hurt. Like my entire body was on fire. Like that's the kind of pain that makes people pass out. Like I don't even know how I was conscious. I don't know how I was conscious. It was literally so more pain than I've ever experienced in my entire life. But basically, I was looking to the sky and I was like, Lord God, please, what is going on? Please stop this pain. I don't know what I'm going to do if this does not stop. I feel like I'm going to pass out and die. And I was nauseous and I was dizzy and like everybody knows the pain of being nauseous and not being able to do anything because you are so dizzy, and it feels like you're gonna hurl up everything that's inside your body. That plus the worst pain of your life. But I just remember like I was crying so obviously I was crying. I'm such a crying person. I cry all the time. But obviously I was crying. Past the part of me like yelling to God to please, Lord, help me, because I'm gonna die kind of feeling, because I didn't know what was going on. I've never felt that before. I could have been dying. I don't know. There's so many question marks. That's the part where it was the most surreal, because I literally, it was almost like my brain was disassociating from the situation. It was like my brain was trying its best to not even be present. It was hard to tell like what was real and like how much time was passing. It was so one of the most bizarre experiences. It subsided enough for me to be able to move, but I could not speak, and that's one of the scariest parts for me. Not being able to tell someone that you feel like you're like gonna die or something, like. And I remember like that's the part where I wanted to like, I felt like I was dying and I wanted to die, because nobody could hear me, and I was trying my best to muster up enough strength to speak, and I couldn't. It felt like something was like holding my vocal cords, and my entire body was saying. But finally I could, like make enough of a peep for my mom to hear me, because she has eagle ears, so everybody else was dead sleep, you know, at 3 or 4 in the morning. I don't even know what time it was by the time my mom, you know, heard me. But yeah, and like I said, I was nauseous, so I ended up throwing up. Disgusting, you know, ew. It was like I was dealing with the kind of pain that makes you like nauseous, like it makes you want to like throw up because your body doesn't know what else to do with the pain that is with the pain that's just like your body's expelling, it's dishing out to me. But that's not the end. That is not the end. It just gets weirder and it gets worse. After I hurled you know, my entire insides, my mom helps me into my room and she was like, well, what do you want me to do? You want me to get you some medicine? I said, no, I don't want no medicine. I need to go to the hospital. This is too concerning. I don't know what's going on. We need to go to the hospital immediately. Pain goes from like an 11 to like 10 and a half. No, like a 10 and 3/4. So I work up enough strength to like put shoes on, try to get some pants on, and try to, you know, look presentable enough. My hair was like a mess, but not important. I felt like my mom was taking like 10 years to get me into the car into the hospital. It felt like it was taking forever, and I was like, we need to go, we need to go. By the time I got to the hospital, it was about like a 9 or an 8.5. It was still crazy, but it wasn't how it had been. So we got to the doctor, and by that time it had gone down, but I was scared that if I moved too much that it would like, I was afraid that it would like spark up the pain again. So I was like trying my best to like not move so much. And this is the part where it gets crazy and it makes me so mad and angry. Like this entire experience, like thinking about it, makes me so upset, and it makes me want to like implode from how angry this entire experience went from here on. I went to the hospital and we were like, yeah, I'm in severe pain, please fix me or something. I'm sitting there for like 10 minutes and the place is deserted. That's the first problem. There's nobody there. There's nobody there. And it took 10 minutes to get me into a room. That's the first problem. That's the first problem. So I was like, you know, it's okay. Maybe they have other people, you know, on other floors. Actually, no, I am stressed about it because I'm in the worst pain of my life. Take me to a room and go and drug me up. Drug me up. I need drugs. You know, finally they get me into a room and I get a little wheelchair. They get me to the room. The pain was subsiding some more. It was like a 6, which is like good, which is great, actually, perfectly fine. But at the same time, I kind of felt like I was faking. But I mean, obviously I wasn't, but it just felt like I was faking because I was there. But the pain subsided and it felt like they weren't going to take me seriously if I wasn't in the same pain that I was in before. But I was sitting in there, and then we were sitting in there, and then we were sitting there, and then we were sitting in there. And we were like, where is everybody? Where's the doctor? Where is the nurse practitioner? Where is anybody? So somebody finally comes in and they're like, yeah, we're gonna do some tests. We can see what's going on. But first you gotta drink some nasty diet Gatorade so we can see, you know, what's up in your stomach and what's going on. And so we like told him like, I have endometriosis and I had ovarian cysts and I had I've taken all these different medications. We had to let them know all those things. But it just felt like the entire process was taking entirely too long because there was nobody else on the floor. There was nobody else on the floor or, you know, in that area. I was the only person there. So that's what kind of was like blowing my mind because everything was taking forever. But finally they're like, yeah, this is like 4:30 when they come in, and they're like, yeah, we're gonna get you some medication, some pain meds while you're here so that, you know, you can feel better. And I was like, okay, that's wonderful. And they were asking me how I was feeling, and they're like, rated from 1 to 10. Personally, for me, I'm the type of person that if I focus on like traumatic things for too long, for most people, this is if you focus on traumatic things for too long, you kind of like, you gotta lighten up the mood, or otherwise I'm going to be sad and depressed for like the rest of the week. So I was like, so I'm gonna be a crackhead and, you know, laugh about everything. So that's what I did. So basically I was just trying my best to like keep the mood up, because I knew that if I let that entire experience get to me, that I was gonna lose my mind. So, you know, like, me and my mom were just like trying our best to have an okay time. My mom was like, you need to stop acting like this or they're not gonna take you seriously. You need to stop. And I'm like, mom, for my sanity, let me do what I have to do. But that's what I did. And so I swear like an hour went by, and like they kept giving me these Gatorades to drink, and I'm like, please, I don't want any more Gatorade. And I'm like, I had to pee so bad, and the ultrasound person took forever to get there, and I was holding all this pee up in my stomach, and I was like, please, someone come save me, please, I need to pee. But then the ultrasound lady came. This is like, whoo, girl, I don't even know what time it was. It was like 5 o'clock, 5:15 by the time ultrasound lady came. Ultrasound lady, you know, did her thing or whatever, and she was like, there's a lot of gas in your stomach. And I was like, okay, I'm not gonna fart. I'm like, that's cool, I guess. That's not relevant to me whatsoever, but thank you for that. Probably because I've been drinking and I can't expel anything from my body lest I pee. So I've been waiting for you all this time. Then she left, and I was like, okay, here we go. We were waiting for many minutes, and you know, we were looking around. Nurse practitioner came in, and we were like, yes, we're gonna get some answers. She was like, yeah, your ultrasound came back, and we didn't find anything. Y'all, when I tell you I almost lost my mind when she told me that. She said, yeah, you know, before we were thinking maybe like a cyst burst or something, but you know, we don't see anything inside. We don't see anything. You know, normally we see like fragments of the cysts, you know, in your little tummy, but there's nothing there. That's the part that makes me the most angry, because if we don't see something in that, can we take any more tests to see anything else that's going on? Like, it can't just happen for no reason. And there's no way that it could just happen for no reason. How am I in the worst pain of my life and there ain't nothing in my body to make that happen? But I digress. She told me that there was nothing that they saw and that I could go home. And that is the worst part about being chronically ill, and there's like zero research or not enough research on what you have. I know there's people that deal with things that nobody else has, or you know, like 3 people in the history of everything have ever had it. But it's frustrating when this many women deal with endometriosis and there's not enough information on it for us to actually be able to deduce what causes what. There have been so many question marks in this entire 3-year journey, and it makes me so angry, because I can't tell you how many times some doctor has told me that they don't know. They just don't know. And that is one of the biggest problems I have with doctors, and I'm not gonna go on a whole big thing about doctors, but like, today is not the day for the doctor talk. It'll probably happen like December or November or something, but we're not gonna talk about it. That's one of my biggest things with doctors, is that there's no proactivity. They're very, let me prescribe. They're very, yeah, we tried everything that I know, so I'm just gonna send you home, you know, because it's beyond me it's not really my problem that much. If I can get money from giving you medications, then, you know, forget it. Doesn't even matter. At least the doctors I've been to. Maybe there's great doctors in Georgia and I just haven't seen them yet. But it pisses me off. That's the best way to explain it, and the best way to like put it into words is that it makes me so beyond angry when I am told I don't know. There's this many things that you could do and you only do this many, and then you tell me you don't know and that I can go home. Even after all of that, I still did not get my pain medication. And woo, that's the biggest thing. I was sitting up in there for 2 hours, and not once did they come in with the pain medication that they said they would give me. Not once. So I was sitting there in pain, waiting for it to pass, and they telling me I can go home. And that's the other thing. The other thing is I feel like there's a small part of me that thinks that they believe that I lied. Because nothing showed up on the ultrasound, and, you know, I was being a giggly mess up in that place because, you know, for mental health reasons. But yeah, so I went home, and then it just went on as a normal day. And you know what, guys? You know what I did? And this is about to blow y'all's mind. That day I still went to dance practice. Because I'm not gonna let this stupid pain, this stupid disease, condition, whatever you want to call it, I'm not gonna let it stop me, because you know what? I don't have time to let these things hold me back anymore. I love dancing. I love going to dance. I love singing. I love making YouTube videos. And I'm sick and tired of letting these crazy experiences, this pain, control my life. So yes, that day I still went to dance practice. And that's the only saving grace for this entire story. So yeah, that's my horror story. So, you know, spooky scary. That was a scary experience. Kicking off October the right way. Here you go. That's my story. This is one of many 2 stories about chronic illness under my belt. There are more on the way. There'll probably be one like once a month, possibly, or once every other month. I'll talk about some interesting things that have gone on in my life that I just want to talk about. This is the start of, you know, something positive, something good. To just talk about these things and not have a stigma around being sick, because a lot of people act different when people become sick, or people change in a way that they'll never be the same. But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you, I don't know, learned something, that the healthcare system is messed up in America. One of these days I will talk about my big beef with doctors and healthcare system in America, but today is not the day. Thanks for listening to me talk. Maybe it was interesting. I have no idea. I'm probably gonna edit this and be like, this is so uninteresting, but I need to get a video up next week. So here, adding to the chronicle of I need content. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.